yesterday's Palm Sunday. You're in the most sacred and holy week in the Christian calendar. Very symbolic that Donald Trump is being brought before the magistrate tomorrow in New York, is it not, sir?
It really is, Steve. You know, on Good Friday, Pilate is there and he talks to Jesus and he says, well, you know, what have you done? He says, I find no guilt in you. And then he goes out to the crowd and he says, shall I release for you the King of the Jews? And the crowd says, crucify him. And Pilate says, well, what wrong has he done? They don't give any wrong. The crowd just says, crucify him. And Pilate bows to their pressure. This Passion of Jesus Christ is a perfect example of going after a man in search of a crime just in order to get rid of the man, rather than going after a crime in search of the people who did it. And that's why this indictment of President Trump turns America upside down, because it's an inversion of what the system of justice is supposed to be. The Passion of Christ that we honor and celebrate during these days is a prosecutorial misconduct. It is a weaponization of the processes that in themselves are legitimate, but here they're being used against an enemy. So this is not to compare Jesus Christ with Donald Trump, but to compare the tactics of their enemies. The tactics of the enemy are always the same, and it's time for us to realize we got to fight back harder than ever before. There's no compromising with this. There's no negotiating with this. The enemy is trying to eliminate us. We have got to go back and eliminate politically and patriotically everything they're trying to do.
I mean, the irony that they would choose Holy Week to do this is it's quite incredible. Father Frank, how do people get to you? What's your social media?
FR Frank Pavone on all the platforms. FR Frank Pavone. Thanks, Steve.
Father, thanks. I know we got a lot to